Hey everybody, welcome back to the Light Side Music Reactions. We've got a brand new reaction today to a new song from a group that we've reacted to several times here on the channel already. So when you're done checking out this video, go check out my playlist, do a search, and find the other videos I've done reacting to this group, the Redeemed Quartet. It's a fantastic group, Southern gospel group, these four young men. My understanding is that it's two sets of brothers that are traveling around and singing the gospel music and sharing the gospel, the love of Jesus Christ with the world. And it's a fantastic thing. I remember when I was younger and I had my band and we'd go around doing that. And it was some of the best years of my life. And I'm kind of disappointed that nowadays you don't see much of that anymore. In the area where I live, back in the 90s, there was like all sorts of groups around here and young singers that would go out and sing the gospel. And you just don't see it much anymore. And there's a few stragglers around here, some people my generation and older that are still doing it. But I don't see much of the young people doing it anymore, and it's a shame. So I'm really proud of these young men going out and singing the gospel and sharing the love of Jesus Christ through music and doing a fantastic job. I absolutely love the songs I've heard from them before. But anyway, I've got a fairly new subscriber named Yvonne who requested that I check out their song, On the Sea of Life. Now, I did some research, and it looks like this is a cover song because I've never heard the song before. But there are groups that have done a song called On the Sea of Life, like Jeff and Sherry Easter, who are legends in Southern gospel music. And so if you've ever heard them, you know they're fantastic, and they have been doing this for decades. And then also Doyle, Lawson, and Quicksilver. I'm not familiar with them, but they've done a version of this song as well. I'm assuming it's the same song. But anyway, there's a link in the description. When you're done here, go check out that link. It goes to the original music video of the Redeemed Quartet that we're reacting to today, singing On the Sea of Life in an 1800s warehouse is what the description here says. And this is track number 11 on their 2023 album, Those Were the Days. And if you go to that link, once again, in the description, you scroll down to their description area, and they've got a link to where you can go check out and purchase this song for yourself. So let's check this out. This is the Redeemed Quartet performing On the Sea of Life. And here we go.
Sailing to a better home, where the saint of all the earth shall abide. Leaving all our trials here, many pleasures wait us there, when we cross the foam and reach the other side. Sailors sailing onward, sailing, sailing o'er the foam. We are talking to the captain as the angry bellows home. Soon, yes, soon we'll reach the harbor and be safe through all the time. We are going onward to the other side.
All right. So let's go ahead and pause it here and talk about it so far. Once again, these guys are sounding great. Fantastic group of these young men. You've got the wonderful harmonies together. This is a toe tapper. In fact, this is the sort of song that I think my mother would absolutely adore. She likes those old-fashioned Southern gospel toe tapper songs. I remember when I was a kid, her and my dad used to take, or she and my dad, get my grammar correct here, she and my dad used to take me and my brothers to these old-time camp meetings. My mom went to Bible college and, went through all that to where she could be a Sunday school teacher. She could, do all this kind of stuff. And she's getting up in years now. Those of you that follow the channel regularly, I've given a few updates on how she's doing and everything. She had a stroke a few years ago and is recovering nicely from it, although she does have some issues with short-term memory that she deals with regularly that really is taking its toll on her. But she is overall doing fantastic, and she loves her Southern gospel music. And I'm probably going to have to purchase this song, download it, so she can listen to it too, because I think she'd want this in her playlist. This is fantastic. It's an old-fashioned toe tapper. It's that kind of style of music where you just want to sing along to it. I like that chorus where it's around. You've got the four different guys singing different parts, and it's upbeat. Take a look at the lyrics here. We are on the sea of life, sailing to a better home, where the saved of all the earth shall abide. Leaving all our trials here, many pleasures wait us there when we cross the foam and reach the other side. And in fact, I talked about that this morning in my sermon. This is a Sunday afternoon when I'm recording this. And this morning in my sermon, I talk about this all the time, using analogies for the journey of life. And one of the ones that I've used over the years in some of my sermons, different examples. But one of them is the Wizard of Oz. You're following the yellow brick road to the Emerald City, and compare that to the journey of life, our faith journey, as we start at a young age and then progress through our life. And the ultimate goal is to get home to heaven. And this morning I was talking about Mary Magdalene in the garden tomb after Jesus' resurrection, when she was looking for his body and it was gone. And then she met the man in the garden and thought it was the caretaker and asked him, "What have you done with the body?" And then when she realized it was Jesus that she was standing there talking to, the resurrected Jesus, she wanted to run up to him and hug him. And he said, "Don't touch me. I've not yet ascended to my Father." And so I imagine what that would have been like for her to just be dying inside, wanting so badly to just wrap her arms around him and give him this big hug and feel his embrace. And to imagine that when we get to heaven, that's probably one of the first things that we're going to want to do is to run up and see Jesus. And he's going to be standing there with open arms and saying, "Welcome home. It's good to have you back. Good to have you home." Just kind of like another example I gave this morning as a parallel is the parable that Jesus told of the prodigal son, about how he went out and left his father's house and decided to do things his own way, and then came back when he came to his senses, and he was thinking, when I get home, my father's not going to want me back. He's going to, we think about when we get in trouble at school or something when we were kids, and we know when we get home we're going to get into big trouble because whatever punishment we get at school, we're going to get it again when we get home. And so all day, I remember when I was a kid and I got in trouble, and all day as I was getting ready to go home, I'd be worried thinking, okay, now when I get home, Dad's going to say, "Okay, I got a phone call from your teacher or from the principal, and I know what you did." And you just imagine, the punishment you're going to get is going to be so bad. You think, oh, they're going to kill me. Mom and Dad's going to kill me. But they never do. The punishment that we imagine is always worse than we actually get because they love us so much. And any correction they give us, any discipline, it's not out of spite or out of anger, but it's out of love to help correct us and to teach us right from wrong so that we don't make the same mistake again. And so it's the same thing with the father loving his son that went astray. When the son finally came home, his father was waiting with open arms and said, "Welcome home. We're going to have a big party and celebration." And, the Bible tells us, Jesus said that when one person is saved, there's much rejoicing in heaven among the angels. And I imagine it's going to be such a huge party when we all get home. And it's going to be a party. You remember the Prince song, "Party Like It's 1999"? The party that we had on New Year's Eve 1999 going into 2000, I didn't get to participate in that myself because I was working at a bank at the time. And so as the clock rolled over at midnight, going into the year 2000, I was at the bank with my supervisor working in the computer department, making sure the computers all rolled over smoothly. But the rest of the world was celebrating, a huge celebration. And you imagine that ball dropping on the 1999 going into 2000 and how big that party was. That's nothing compared to the party that we're going to have when we all get to heaven. And when we finally see Jesus face to face, and he's standing there waiting with open arms to give us that great big hug that Mary Magdalene wanted so badly and couldn't have because he hadn't yet ascended to the Father. Well, he's up there now, and when we see him again face to face, he's going to welcome us with open arms. And so on that sea of life, this is an example they're using here as I talk about the journey of life, the road of life that we follow, the yellow brick road, however you want to describe it as an analogy. They're talking about the sea of life that you're sailing on. And in scriptural and biblical terminology, we think of the River Jordan as an example, a parallel as to what it's going to be like, traveling that sea of life. and sailing on to a better home. And a lot of people are afraid of the book of Revelation because it does have a lot of scary imagery in it. But the thing is, it's only scary for those that don't know Jesus. Because as bad as some of that imagery is, and it's scary, it should only be scary for those that are not saved, those that are lost. For those of us that are lost, oh, what a day. My band used to have a song that we did called Oh, What a Day, my band Crusade. And it talks about how, oh, what a day that's going to be of pain, suffering, and horror for those that are lost. But at the same time, for those of us that are saved, that are welcomed home with open arms, the party there, it's just going to be so amazing. And oh, what a day it's going to be for us, a day of rejoicing and celebration. And that's what they're talking about here. The last couple chapters of the book of Revelation are very, very encouraging to those of us that know Jesus Christ as our Savior and as our Lord, and those of us that have chosen to follow Him. Because all of the pain and suffering in the past, all these trials of life that we have from day to day, they'll just be a faint memory. And we'll just be so engrossed and so occupied with worshiping God and worshiping Jesus and seeing all our loved ones once again that have passed away. It'd just be so amazing that you can't even begin to imagine the joy that we're going to feel when we finally get to the other side. And that's what they're saying about here. We're sailing to a better home where the saved of all the earth shall abide, leaving all our trials here. Many pleasures await us there when we cross the foam and reach the other side. Then you get to the chorus, it picks up, and they're doing that round. It just sounds so cool. Their voices, I mean, I've gotten to the point to where I can't sing the way I used to anymore. I don't have the breath, the lung capacity to do like I used to do. And these young men singing out and doing the round and not taking breaths in between, I wouldn't be able to do it anymore, even though I might have been able to do it when I was their age. But it just sounds fantastic. And all the harmonies just blended together so amazingly. This is a fantastic group. And I'm really proud of these young men for continuing to do what they do, sharing the gospel through music and the love of Jesus wherever they go. And my band used to do it back in the 90s. Where I grew up now, you don't see that anymore. There's still a few of the older generation, like my generation and older, that are still doing it, especially in the country genre and the Southern gospel and the bluegrass and stuff like that. But contemporary groups, like the young people, like when I was in the 90s, I was in my teens and early 20s, they're not doing it anymore, and it's a shame. And I just wish there was a way we could inspire and encourage the young people to pick up the mantle and carry on with that sort of witness that we used to do, and to see them pick up where we left off and continue doing that. These guys are doing that, and I'm so proud of them for doing that. So when you're done checking out this video, I encourage you to go check out their discography. And if you go to the link in the description, once again, you scroll down to their description, and they've got a link where you can purchase this album. It's track 11 on their 2023 album, Those Were the Days. Okay, let's go ahead and get back into the second verse.
Many millions now abide in that home beyond the tide, where the ransomed pilgrims wait free from care. There is room on board for all who will heed the captain's call and take ship for heaven's country bright and fair. We're sailing on, we're sailing, sailing on the foam. We are talking to the captain as the angry billows hum. Soon, yes, soon we'll reach the harbor and be safe through all the time. We are going onward to the other side. We're sailing on, we're sailing,
Key change.
sailing on the foam. We are talking to the captain as the angry billows hum.
Listen to them hold out those notes. Fantastic. That is awesome. Thank you, Yvonne, for recommending that. I'm so glad that I checked this out. let's check out the lyrics on that verse. Many millions now abide in that home beyond the tide, where the ransomed pilgrims wait, free from care. There is room on board for all who will heed the captain's call and take ship for heaven's country, bright and fair. And basically that's the message, is there's room for everybody. There's room for us all. You know, it talks in the New Testament, is it Paul, the Apostle Paul, I think, talks about how it's like running a race of life. And this type of race isn't one where you're competing against each other, where you're trying to beat the person next to you to the finish line. It's a kind of race like you see in the Special Olympics, where, one time, I'll never forget this. There was this runner that stumbled and fell, and the other runners just stopped and went back, helped him up, and crossed the line. They crossed the finish line together. That's what this finish line is like. That's what this race is like. The race of life for the Christian is helping each other get across that finish line. It doesn't matter who gets there first and who gets the most prize and the most glory. It's the biggest reward for those of us who are saved when we get to the other side is realizing how many people have been affected by our witness, how many people that we have maybe planted seeds that someone else watered, where somebody else planted seeds and we watered. And, the Holy Spirit worked through their lives, through our witness, that Jesus used us as tools to witness for him and to bring others along on the ride to where we all make it to heaven. And that's what it's all about is, God is not willing that any should perish, but all should come to repentance. And that's our goal as Christians, is to make sure that as many of us as possible make it to the other side. And that's what it's all about. And once again, I remember when I was a kid, Mom and Dad used to take me and my brothers to these old-fashioned camp meetings. And they didn't just last for an hour like church services now, but they lasted for days and sometimes weeks. And they had this glorious music just like this that we would sit and listen to. And then they'd have preachers come out and speak and get up and give testimonies and stuff. And it would literally last several days. But I'm sure she'll absolutely adore this song. This is kind of music she grew up listening to and introducing me, her son, and my younger brothers to. And it's just fantastic. And so, once again, I'm very proud of these guys for what they do. And I would really like to see us get to the point as a society to where we were back in the 90s, at least in my community, to where in the 80s, 70s and 80s when I was growing up is when we went to those camp meetings and stuff. And even in the 90s and the 2000s when my band was going out traveling, it wasn't a big thing in order to get a bunch of people together for a big weekend of Christian music of all different varieties. Southern gospel, country, bluegrass, even the contemporary CCM, praise and worship, and Christian rock, and even Christian metal, getting into rap and all sorts of different genres of praising God and sharing his message in a musical language that the audience could relate to, and just really introducing people to Jesus in a language that they understood. And so I'd like to see us get back to that point to where it's not pulling teeth to get us to go to church on Sunday morning, but we can have a weekend or week-long revival, and people come from all over just to hear the gospel message and to hear great gospel music. And we ever able to do something like that, I may give these guys a call and see if they're going to be in our area. But anyway, thank you, Yvonne, for recommending this. It's a fantastic song by a great group of young men. And if you guys have any suggestions for me, other songs of theirs that you'd like to see me react to, go ahead and comment that down below. If you've got any other suggestions for other artists, songs, it doesn't even have to be this genre. It could be any kind of music at all. You have a recommendation for some music you want me to react to, go ahead and comment down below, and I'll get to as many of your requests as I possibly can. If you enjoyed my reaction, hit the like button. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and turn on notifications. That way you know when we add new content. We do have the Light Side Music Reactions, which is the most popular show on this channel right now. And we typically drop a new episode every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. We also have Muck Club, which is a live stream usually done on Sunday afternoons, where I eat and review fast food items typically, and other food items sometimes. And then we also have light side reaction reviews where I react to TV and movie trailers and fan films and stuff like that. So check out my playlist. Hopefully there's something on there that you'll enjoy. There's something for everybody. But thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time on the Light Side Music Reactions. Have a great day, everybody, and God bless. Bye, everybody.